and you're listening to Frey. Starting right now. Here's your host, Alfredo Leon.
Thank you, Ella. Indeed, Frey. Let's begin with the big news on Major League Baseball, as there's some news about the history being made there, and we'll get right into it there, as the news was that history was made on Tuesday night, as there was a record set for the most home runs hit ever in a single season in Major League Baseball history. The record was set with the 5,694th homer of the season, in which it was hit by Kansas City Royals outfielder Alex Gordon Tuesday night at Rogers Center in Toronto, which passes the previous mark set in 2000. The home run was hit off of Blue Jays reliever Ryan Tepera in the 8th inning to set the record. It was Gordon's 8th of 2017. After the game, Gordon spoke about the accomplishment. "A pretty cool thing to be a part of," he said. "I didn't hit many this year, but I guess I made that one count." The record-breaking home run was immediately authenticated afterwards and will be sent to the Hall of Fame, which is pretty cool to see something like that. Prior to play Tuesday, hitters across baseball had hit a cumulative total of 5,677 homers, which averages out to 1.26 per game according to Baseball Reference. That number will definitely go up, as Gordon's blast was the 17th hit in baseball on Tuesday, and there's still 12 days left in the season. Last year, baseball had averaged just 1.16 homers a contest, and as recently as 2014, the sport averaged less than a homer per game, which was 0.86 homers per game. During the former record-breaking home run season of 2000, which was a year that was a big part of the steroid era, as home runs flew out of big league ballparks at an average of 1.17 per game, in which at that time was unbelievable that home runs were able to be hit at that rate then. That record will likely fall at the end of the season. Pretty remarkable how many home runs have been hit this year. And it's pretty amazing how the record wound up being broken. Who would have thought that? And when it was set in 2000, especially with all these guys hitting all these home runs, and you would have thought if it was broken, it would have happened already. But the fact that it's taken this long for home runs to be set at this kind of rate shows how good job Major League Baseball did to get rid of steroids in the game. And that's why home runs weren't able to go down as much. But also the improvement of pitching. The pitching has become a lot more better nowadays, as pitchers are throwing 100 miles an hour, going out of the bullpen. Even starters are throwing harder now. And it makes it a lot harder to hit the ball out of the ballpark, which means an increase in strikeouts and more ground balls, as players' averages have gone down and the home run rate has gone down. But for whatever reason, the home run rate has gone up this year. There's a lot of speculation about why it may have gone up this year. It could be a lot of reasons. It could be because of people claiming that it could be because of the players are juiced. I don't know if it's that. It could be because of the baseball being a little bit different, the way the baseball is and the seams and everything like that. It could be another reason why home runs are going down. Or it could be another reason. Players are just bigger and stronger now. Guys like John Carlos Stanton and Aaron Judge hitting 495-foot home runs. That just shows how strong these guys are. I don't think it has to do with them being juiced. Hopefully not, because that would be a disaster if one of these guys gets caught with being caught with PEDs. That would be a disaster, especially with how much work these guys have put into hitting all these home runs, especially how the game has been claimed to be cleaner now. Guys are not really doing PEDs anymore. Hopefully that's not the case, but it just shows how much stronger these guys are. When you see, like I said, Stanton and Judge hitting home runs that far out of the stadium, that just shows the strength of those guys, and that no ballpark would affect them. And the fact that the people are claiming that the baseball could be a little bit different, that doesn't hurt. Hopefully that's not the case about the baseball. But pitchers just throw harder, and when pitchers throw harder, guys can hit the ball farther, which balances out how hard a pitcher throws. Because just because a pitcher can throw 100 miles an hour doesn't mean that the ball wouldn't go out of the ballpark, depending where they throw it in the strike zone, to be a slider or hanger up in the zone. That could be a lot of reasons why it could be home runs could be hitting. Or just guys are more stronger and they have better plate discipline. You see a lot of rookies hitting home runs. Like I said, Judge, a rookie, Corey Bellinger, a lot of guys hitting home runs. Guys that are hitting home runs, like pitchers hitting home runs too. That counts towards the record too, because the National League pitchers hit too. And a number of pitchers have hit home runs as well, which counts towards the total as well, which is the advantage there in the National League. As far as pitchers getting credit for home runs, that counts toward the total as well. And a lot of multi-home run games as well, that could allow the total to rise, as Stan leads all of baseball with 9 of those types of games. It just shows like how many home runs are being hit at once. A couple of guys even had, a lot of other guys have hit multi-home run games as well, and it just shows like the number of power these guys have had to be able to hit home runs that far out of the park. It's just incredible how many home runs are being hit. And people claim that, oh, the home runs were down and everything like that. But it's wound up having a big increase this year. Just players just seem to be more disciplined at the plate. They understand the analytics side of things. People, they understand how they have to do with the shift, and people like and other players like understand like how analytics works and how they have to have a certain swing, and the way they have a swing is they try to hit the ball out of the shift, and maybe sometimes those balls that are hit or even hit on the other side of the field or hitting it to the opposite side of the field could be another way to possibly get home runs. As guys like Judge have hit opposite field home runs, other guys have hit home runs as well. See like how incredible these guys have been hitting home runs out of the ballpark. And it's amazing the number of home runs this year. And it doesn't hurt that Judge is, as a rookie, hitting 44 home runs. That doesn't hurt the total either. You see like a number of guys hit home runs, a number of guys, they got like over 100 players, more than that, have hit 20 home runs this year. Pretty remarkable in that in itself. It's just incredible how many guys are hitting home runs, especially with the rate of it being higher. The higher the rate, the more home runs will be. And the fact that there's still time left of the season to even obliterate that home run record could be told like it could be tough to possibly end up breaking this record. If this continues to be a pace like this, home runs could be hit out of fury. And if they keep doing that this year, the home run total this year may be hard to break because it's kind of hard to hit that many home runs at this kind of pace. You would think eventually pitchers would figure them out and pitchers would adjust, but that's not the case with Stan, though, or Judge. Well, pitchers did figure them out, but they eventually adjusted. Took a while for Judge to adjust, though, but he ended up figuring it out, and now he has 44 home runs and trying to break the all-time record, home run records by a rookie set by Mark McGwire in 1987. Instead, he's trying to get 60, which hadn't been done in a long time. Probably the last time was that Barry Bonds in 2001, but people don't claim him to be the home run king because, as I said, steroid era was big back then, and that's what happens when players are on steroids. They don't have legit home run like records and stuff like that. People don't say he's the real home run king. They say it's Hank Aaron that he's the home run king, not Bonds. So people think that when Stanley hits 60, they would think, oh, Roger Maris. People think he's the real home run, single season home run king because he was clean and Bonds was not. But people thought that then when the home run battles were chases were during the steroid era, when it was Sammy Sosa and McGwire going after each other for 60 home runs and everything. But that didn't wound up not working out as both players wound up eventually admitting to steroids. And it wound up not being as exciting as it was during that season in 1998 when McGwire and Sosa broke the previous records set by Roger Maris then, prior to Bonds breaking it in 2001. But it wasn't legitimized because of the fact that they were on steroids at the time, and that's why they were able to hit all those home runs because of the juice, because they were juiced because of all the steroids, and they didn't have the legitimacy of the home runs that guys like Maris did. But if Stan does it, he breaks. If he gets to 60, then his will be more legit because he's 6'5". He's so strong. Why would he be drugs? Why would he be doing PEDs? Just how strong he is. Why would you do that if it's Stanton? He's just too strong of a player, and I think he's clean. And the game should celebrate it if he gets to 60 because he's just had an unbelievable year, unbelievable second half too. Having 29 home runs in the second half, that doesn't hurt either. It just shows how incredible these guys have been hitting home runs out of the park at an unbelievable rate. And guys that hit home runs like that is just unbelievable to see. And it should be exciting to see how many more home runs they could hit at the end, prior to the end of the season. Because if they hit a ton more, this record could be hard to break. Look how long it took for it to be broken. 2000. That's how long ago it was that the last time the record was set. So this could be a hard record to break. And if it doesn't get broken, it just shows how incredible this year would have been because of all the home runs hit. And it's just unbelievable that it would be done, especially with players that are presumably clean. It just shows like how much stronger these guys are and how much more disciplined they are at the plate and smarter and understanding how the pitchers throw their pitches, where they anticipate pitches to be thrown like a fastball or slider or changeup. They anticipate that stuff, and they're hitting on those pitches and hitting them on those pitches, like I said, and launching it for long home runs. As you see this year, so many home runs. Aaron Judge breaking the the record for a StatCast with 495 foot home run, longest ever. Unbelievable. It just shows how strong these guys are and how capable they are of hitting home runs. Like I said, it just shows how strong they are and how they're able to prove themselves throughout the year. And by hitting all these home runs, it's just unbelievable to see what they do. Let's see what could happen next. It should be fun. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.